you know, as we go along on this whole situation, that, you know, people we had contact about getting this situation handled. First things first, my name is Kenneth Berg. My company is IOEG Technology Screens. And also, too, I'm keeping a record for myself. Um, as you all know, my company's been attacked by several individuals who, attacked us, our business, our family, stuff like that. And these individuals really swore up and down that they were going to get away with this. They thought that no one was going to find them, that it would never be traced back to them. They really 100% believed this. And lo and behold, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, made it possible for us to find the individuals that were involved in this mess. And any other ones that are involved also too. But Fernando, this is why your name will come up multiple times and you'll be a part of the investigation. Because you feel that because nothing was sent over by you, you can't be touched. Technically, yes. And I'll tell you why. Because the individuals who you told them to reach out to us and to send out this nonsense, that's all this started from you. The original problem all started from you. Because that's the first thing they always ask us. They ask us, where did all this start at? How did this all become to be? It all came to be from you. You're the one who instigated and started the whole thing. So, excuse me, since you are the head honcho and the leader of the pack, that means that you'll be receiving jail time also. I'm going to put I got some AI overview because it's an open case. If you go out and you tell people to mail stuff to other people's addresses, what happens is you are now a part of that investigation, and you can also to receive jail time. And Fernando will be receiving jail time. But the problem that Fernando has is if anything pops up on him, he's in a lot of trouble because he's an undocumented. He'll raise a number of serious red flags that will lead into other investigations, or will lead to actually deportation of him. So him himself can't afford to have any of these red flags pop up. Unfortunately for you, you did tell these individuals to do this. And keep in mind, when these individuals are arrested, I'm pretty sure 100% they're not going to sit there and say, well, I did it all myself. I'm pretty sure they're going to throw you under the bridge. Because that's usually what most people do in a situation like that. They throw you under the bridge. So you are definitely going to come up in that investigation. And I'm going to make sure that when they come back to work, that I'm going to make sure that they fully understand the impact that you had on this whole entire situation in that open case. You will now become under investigated. And when you become investigated, Fernando, anything that pops up, you know what that's going to lead to. So I'm going to post that below. AI overview. Just so you know that people think they keep their hands clean. They can commit crimes and try to keep their hands clean and be in a situation where they're not guilty of anything by getting other people to do their dirty work. This will also, too, get you jail time also. So I can't doubt I'm going to see you in court because I said before, once it's noted, and we already going to note them already, we've already reached out to Immigration and Customs Enforcement about you multiple times. They're going to look into that. And when they look into that and they see the report that we have on you, the things that you were doing, especially in that apartment, they're going to contact proper federal agents to basically handle the situation. So, just so you know, that open case, your name has been included into it. You're the one who instigated this nonsense. You're the one who started all this nonsense. And keep in mind, your fellow friends, at the end of the day, I guarantee you bar none, are not going to go into a courtroom or be under interrogation and take the whole blame for themselves. They're going to put your name in it. That's definitely going to happen 100%. Somebody already did snitch. Someone came in already, called this up, and started snitching, started giving out names. So I know for a fact it's going to happen. They get them in that interrogation room and say, hey, how do you know this individual? Yeah, it's going to pop up. And keep in mind, we have you in Crowcast. We have 13 copies of Crowcast showing you and McAfee having conversations in a split screen along with Danny Rogers, which is now going to be involved in a conspiracy charge. Yeah, Rogers, you got sucked into this too. Because all of you guys got together, tried to attack my business. So in that open investigation, they're going to start with them, open investigation with FBI, open investigation and local law enforcement officers. Your names are going to be added in there frequently, showing you guys all know each other. You all guys started some conspiracy theory to try to take out my company. I told you it was going to happen. You didn't think I was joking, would I? You didn't think I was joking. So you guys are texting me. You were texting me. I got your numbers and all. You were texting me in the middle of an open investigation. All those text messages that came across my phone, they're going to be submitted. They're all going to be submitted. And we'll have a nice long conversation. They're in Philadelphia, by the way. I plan to go down there. Hopefully, I get a chance to go down and see them and talk to them in person. And I'm going to bring down tons of evidence on you guys. So when I say at the end of the day, lawsuits, lengthy prison time, it's coming. And Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, well, I told you, you're not going to be here. Because the minute that case opens up, the first thing they're going to do under investigation, they have to go into the report that we filed against you, and they're going to basically send a unit. Somebody's coming down to your address to address the situation. So if you think you're getting out of scot-free, not even happening. Not even happening. And then with that Facebook page and everything else we got on you, blacklist, there's tons of information all over you over the internet. Perjury on LLCs, you name it, you've done it. Which means you're going to have to reach out to your landlord now and ask him about information on how in the world did you end up obtaining a lease in a building that you're undocumented. So then he's going to get in charges. Now, deeper into that investigation, how are you supporting yourself once you were down here? What jobs were you taking? That printing company, they're going to be pulled into that nightmare. You guys are liable now for lawsuits now. So just so you think at the end of the day, I want you to remember this. You think for a hot second, because you said, well, I never really sent anything down. It's not the fact that you said it. And here's the bigger problem you got. Your friends, they're going to snitch on you. One already did. They put your name in it. They put, we know who it was, because they kept saying their name as their old YouTube channel. So we know who the person was. It was a white guy. So we know who you are from the day, Mr. McAfee. Yeah, you did call in, and you did throw everybody else under the bus. And when we kept saying Daniel McAfee, you kept describing yourself as Solid Wake 5. We already knew who you were. You try to make him sound like a person of concern about these individuals to try to take some of the heat off him. So when you start saying stuff like that, it's Tony, they're going to throw each other under the bus left and right. Fernando, this message is especially for you. When your name has already been added and hat multiple times. But I'm going to show them some demonstrations, some videos from Crowcast. You know, the way you guys were carrying on there? Yeah. So that being said, they're going to put you under investigation. If you go under investigation, it means they have to dig into your stuff. And if they dig into your information, they're going to find that you're undocumented. Now keep in mind, I have no idea why this guy felt that if he was an American citizen, that he wouldn't get in jail time. Fernando, what world are you living in? I had several lawyers and friends that might laugh about this. Like, what do you think at the end of the day? He's above the law? He's an American citizen. What does that mean at the end of the day? You're still going to jail. Whether you're an American citizen, whether you're not an American citizen, you are still going to jail. You got mine. You got my copyrights. 167 violations against my copyrights. That's 80 years in jail alone by itself. Then you got that whole thing you ran in your apartment with the whole taking people's licensed material and sell it. Even if you stop, it's not going to help you because we have proof and evidence that you actually committed this act. So that's all we need to get you arrested. So with that being said, yeah, look into your information. Whether you're a citizen or not, you're going to jail. If this is what's going to happen, Fernando. And I want you to listen up on this one. I know you'll listen later on. I don't care if you do or not. But long story short, someone will be coming to your building. If you're an American citizen, you committed these crimes, you're going to an American prison. That's where you're going. For how many years they give you, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, doesn't make a difference. You're still going. If you're undocumented, they're going to deport you. Depending on the crimes that you committed, and you committed some very serious federal crimes, you may be going to El Salvador. Or Alcatraz, Alligator Alcatraz, and they think what the other one called, what it is. If you're real serious criminals, you'll be going there. But either way, at the end of the day, you are going to be facing some officers. All of you will be facing officers. It's going to happen at the end of the day. Whether it be today, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be next week or next month, whatever it be, you still, at the end of the day, will be facing officers. You still at the end of the day will be facing a judge. You still at the end of the day will be going to jail. This is going to happen. There's no way you think that this is going to bypass you. It's not. Do you even understand the whole term of open investigation? Do you understand that? When the case is open up against you. So that means you'll be going to jail. That's what's going to happen. And what your job, your lawyer's job, is going to have to prove at the end of the day that the charges that are filed against you, that you didn't do any of this. Which is going to be kind of hard because, again, the evidence against you is staggering. Because you guys recorded everything you did and posted it on YouTube. Thinking that you were never going to get caught. How well is that working out for you? Well, I'm telling you, it's going to be a shocking event. Mind you, we get access to the body cam material. We get access to the mug shots, where everybody gets access to that. That's going to be public domain anyway. Everybody will have that. Everybody will have it. We get access to court documents, which means whatever happens in the courtroom, all that's going to be posted. We even get access to what do you call it? The debt collectors when they come to take the stuff from them and seize your property. This is going to happen. So don't plan anything this summer. Don't think I'm summer I'm going to be going on vacation and this is going to happen. No. Your life's, let's put it this way. Your plans on 2026 are going to end up with police officers on your front door, arrest warrants, and prison time. That's what your 2026 is looking at right now for you. That's your future right now for 2026. Nothing more, nothing less. It's pretty grim, isn't it? That is very grim. When you consider the fact that most people, when the ball drops, are going to be thinking about, I'm going to do this year, I'm going to do that this year. You guys will not be doing any of that. Now, if you want to take this for a joke, hey, go ahead. Might as well. Don't mean nothing to me at the end of the day. You got open case on you. Anything we find on your accounts, anything. You guys already contacted us multiple times on that phone number. You think they're not going to be able to trace down? I'm talking about the government here. They're not going to be able to trace down a fake Google phone number? Yeah, good luck on that one. So, I think it's really going to kick in for you guys is when you watch one of y'all get arrested. That's when it's going to kick in. This is where the fear is going to kick in. I watched this happen with McAfee. McAfee had all this stuff on his site about us. The minute Jamie got a document nailed to his door, a process server came banging on his door, McAfee deleted his entire Facebook account, his YouTube account. Deleted it. He did it a couple times. Figuring that at the end of the day, if I delete the account, no one's going to know. Gentlemen, we've been documenting you for quite a long time. Just because I haven't mentioned it in a YouTube live stream doesn't mean I haven't been documenting. I've been documenting all your activity for quite a long time, showing your criminal activity and behavior. So, you just remember that. When that ball drops, this is when it begins. Don't plan anything for the future. Your future is simple and plain. You're going to spend most of your time in court fighting for your freedom, because that's where you're going. Now, I'm going to post something below. I want Fernando to read this extremely well, because this is actually going to happen to you, because again, if you make a suggestion, if you basically advise people to go out and attack us, you can receive a very lengthy prison time. Fernando, if they open up anything on you, if any investigations opens up anything on you, and they find those documents we just put in about the whole immigration issue we're having with you at the end of the day, attacking our businesses, anything involving the copyrights, any of the criminal charges pop up, you're in a lot of trouble. Where are we gonna go? They know what you look like. Your face was your face isn't in the information. They know exactly what you look like. YouTube channel, all that stuff is in there. There is no place you can go. Heck, your entire family shows up in white pages. You know how they show up in white pages? The serial number that he has over the top for the LLC brings it up automatically. In order to get rid of that, you have to dissolve the LLC, in which you cannot do because you lied on the documents of the LLC. So, man, you're like the equivalent of somebody soaking their body in kerosene I carried a backpack full of dynamite and running through a forest fire. You're going to self-destruct. There's going to be nothing left of you when you're done. So, 2026, when the ball drops, remember, your year is not going to be, oh, we're going to do this, and it's not even close to that. Your year is going to be dealing with federal agents. That's your year going to be. Sitting in courtrooms, the nervousness, the insanity. You're going to be going through that. The lockup, going through the whole process of having your mugshots taken, all that stuff. I'm going to post your mugshots, as I said before. Anybody can get them anyway. But I'm going to post the mugshots over to a page, a website, which is going to show how our company deals with people who prosecute our company. Gentlemen, if I want to be petty about it, I can frame your mugshots and stick them in my new office. Got this big office I'm about to get pretty soon. Wall-to-wall windows, luxury, the Lysol setup. I can stick your faces right up there, right over top of my desk. That would be petty. Actually, feel much better, to tell you the truth. Tell you, colds don't even last me that long. No sore throat. Nope, that's gone. A little congestion, that's it. Pretty much, I feel great. Yeah, I don't go through colds long. I got an excellent immune system. But I do basically work out all the time, so, you know, hey. That's a hot cup of tea, gotta be out the door, go take a look at something. I gotta look at a property today. I'm looking at a property I want to go buy. Now see, that's my future. Going out looking at properties, making business deals, hooking up my new business cards, setting up our specification sheets, showing off our technology, stuff like that. That's what my future is. Yours, on the other hand, it ain't gonna go well. You're gonna spend the majority of your time in a courtroom fighting for your life, because that's what's gonna happen. They give you a 20-year prison sentence. That is not good at all. Mind, you're talking about federal. You're not talking about federal. It's a big boy, the big leads. You hit the big leads. Federal's minimum is 20. Usually in most court cases you go to, maybe you get a year, maybe you get 6 months, a year, 5 years, you know, something like that. You guys hit federal. I'm so glad I did not hit federal, because federal is up there. You explain to people like, well, not might be, you will be going to court over some federal charges. You're like, what the freak did you do to get federal charges? Would you attack a mailman? I keep in mind, for anyone that's actually hit a mailman, whatever, that's a federal charge. You're going to jail for that. They're the government agency. Send her to work for the government. Oh, here, the meter maids up here are the police officers. Almost like a police. They got brave badges and everything. But anyway, yeah. So, Fernando, I just want you to know that if you feel right now that there's no way in the world, and this guy, he's like that. He already thinks he hasn't committed any crime. So, all this stuff you've been doing all this time, you feel you're not going to be charged for any of that. You're going to be charged for all of it. And you're going to jail. Not here. If you're a citizen, you go to jail here. If you're not a citizen, you go to jail there. That's how it works out. It's not that I'm a citizen and I'm not going to jail. Where would you even get that one from? My buddy was looking at that. He was like, wait a minute. What the freak? Like, what do he think? He's not going to go to jail? So he thinks at the end of the day that he went in and ripped off somebody's trademark and sold it, made money off of it, and basically touched your copyrights at the end of the day. And he really believes if he's an American citizen, Jamie, if that were so, we didn't even know you were undocumented when we basically had the process server come to your door. We didn't know that. We didn't know. I thought you was a citizen when the process server came to your door. So if that's the case, at the end of the day, if you felt that you were an American citizen, you were untouchable, why was your process server banging on your door for court? And then you don't even know what process servers are. Like you talk about, you don't even know what does a job of a process server does. You don't even know anything about that. Service packets, you don't know nothing about that. How to file a proper court document, you know nothing about that kind of stuff. We had to file stuff out to get the process server there. Do you understand how it works? Or should I explain it to you, how this all works at the end of the day? There's an open case. And in the open case, the investigator's job is to take all the information of everybody added into that case. It's my job to submit all that information so they can start the investigation of all these individuals. In these investigations, that means any addresses, where you live, where you work, all that, they're going to know all of that. They're going to know who you are by your picture, by your handwriting, by your fingerprints. They know who you are. So with that being said, Once they've gathered up enough evidence to see that you hit enough strike marks, which means you basically committed enough crimes, there's enough evidence to be held to court, which means that ends up on a judge's desk. When a judge signs off on this, it's saying, hey, look, okay, we'll bring it to trial. That means at the end of the day that they get a warrant for your arrest. And that means agents will pop up on your front door and say, hey, we're looking for so and so and so. Now, they're not going to leave that spot. They're going to go into your spot because they got a warrant to go in. They got a warrant to search your property. So they're going to walk right in. They're going to open up your door, whether it be the nice way or whether it be, take your door off the hinges and come in and see it and get you. So bottom line is, they're going to arrest you. When they arrest you, they're going to put you in the handcuffs on you, read you your amendment rights. So they got to tell you, and ring silence, anything we use against the court of law. And then they're going to put you in a vehicle where you're going to sit at, and they're going to drive you to a precinct where they begin the process stage. And in the process stage, this is where they're going to put you in a little holding cell area with a bunch of other people, and they're going to come out and take your shoelaces and your belt, and put your fingerprinting and picture taking. That's before you go into the cell. I mean, no. Before you go into the cell, they got to process you first, and then they put you in the cell. They can't put you in the cell with any belts. Well, that's dangerous. So once you go that, you're going to sit in that little cell where you're going to be at. And then from there, I have no idea what's going to happen to you. I don't know if you're going to see a cyber judge. I don't know. What I went through, I had to go see a cyber judge. But yours might be way different because yours is federal. So you might be processed and sent upstate. I don't know. But I know what you're going to go through. It ain't going to be fun. I can tell you that much. And it's going to be nowhere near fun. It's not the way to start off the new year. So keep in mind, the people that are bearing witness to these actions are federal agents because they're seeing the substantial evidence we're showing of you guys clearly abusing the United States Postal Service to harass and send terroristic threats to people while using somebody else's address. Does that sound something like you want a judge to read off a piece of paper when they're in there looking at your report? That sounds pretty bad on so many levels. That's not even funny. And Fernando, because you feel that, hey, I really never sent anything. At the end of the day, technically you committed post office fraud way back when we had the issue where you basically wanted the PayPal claim. So that would be submitted showing that you did commit this. But on top of that, along with that also, you told these individuals to send this mail to us. You encouraged it. And Fernando, this is the thing about it. People who get pinched in these situations, they chat, they talk. Because if they're given a little window of forgiveness, but saying, hey, look, we take a couple of years off of you, basically tell me about the rest of your friends involved. Because they do know there were other people involved. We let them know there were other people involved besides that one person. So Mr. Williams' name is not the only one in the hat. All your names are in the hat. And he's going to sing like a canary. Or McAfee's going to sing like a canary. Or where Jamie's not going to sing canary because Jamie won't be here. Honestly, he will not be here. Yeah, he's out of their jurisdiction. But either way, like I said, that's what's going to happen. Someone's going to sing. The one I think is going to sing the most will be Rogers. Rogers has the most to lose. Rogers is going to sing like a canary also. He's going to throw all you under the bus. And I've watched this. I watched this happen at y'all demonstrations. Y'all literally, I got so many videos called Thrown Under the Bus. Well, I've watched these jokers throw each other under the bus on all types of stuff. McAfee got up there and started talking about some King's Challenge nonsense. You're afraid of challenge. So I'm looking at these guys like, is this for real? These guys really running a business? This is how they run a business. The King's Challenge. And I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all drink pool water. Is that what it is? All y'all get together, y'all drink pool water? Y'all not all there. Right here, the King's Challenge. I'm looking at this nonsense. And then turn around. And this joker shut down his shopping carts. He threw you clean under a bus. How are we gonna buy something to review it against our product if he shut down every single shopping cart and then started removing states? It doesn't really sound like somebody who's actually in for basically backing up their products. He threw McAfee clean under a bus. I literally have a bunch of demonstrations called Under the Bus. They stabbed each other in the back, left and right. So imagine what's going to happen when you're facing 20 to 30 years in the prison system. How fast you're going to see a person start talking and squealing. They're going to snitch like it's no tomorrow. Gentlemen, your biggest enemy right now is your own friends right now because they are going to snitch on each other. We got somebody already came in. Like I said, already came in already. We knew it was. I knew it was. He kept saying his name as Solid 5. I said, you mean Daniel McAfee, right? He says, no, Solid 5. That was you, Solid 5. By the way, how you doing out there? And it's going to get rough for you guys. So, I'm going to post at the bottom. Fernando, I will let them know at the end of the day that you did touch our copyrights without a permission. I'll let them know about the process server. I'll let them know about everything. The death threats. What else we had from him? Oh, doxing addresses. Some of the illegal activity you were committing. The newer legal activity you're committing now. Stuff like that. I will make sure they're clearly informed on everything that you were doing since you've been in this country. Now, like I said, if you're an American citizen, that still makes no difference. You're still going to jail. Oh, I'm impersonated a minister. Sheesh. All right. Well, I'm done here. I'm going to myself a hot cup of tea. Rush out the door. I thought I'd bring that little reminder to Fernando if he ever thinks at the end of the day that's going to happen to him. Oh, yeah. You're going to see those agents on your front door. I guarantee you. You're going to see them on there. And we did let them know multiple times that we had to file. That's interesting, too, on top of that. I filed 5 times with Immigration and Customs against you. How come we never got a lawyer send any documents here? For text messages, that's not an attorney. Attorneys don't send text messages. Attorneys send documents. How come we never had an attorney send a document here? If you felt that you were an American citizen, and we filed 5 of these things, how come you have never had a lawyer send a certified letter to this address? How come? That's because you're not documented. That's why. You told on yourself twice. Twice you told on yourself. First time, we sat there and said, I hope you're an American citizen. Fernando, if you're an American citizen, you know how bad it would be for you about right now. It's bad either way. Doesn't make a difference. We could easily get you. If I got a process server to your front door, sure enough, I can get a warrant for your arrest. So that's easy to get to you. If you're an American citizen, I can clothesline. You know what clothesline effect is at the end of the day? I can drag you here. You could step foot in Pennsylvania, I can have you arrested because I have charges on you here. So, you know, I could have got you a number of ways I could have gotten you. But if you claim you say you're a citizen, I said I hope you are one, because again, I'm not spending that type of money if I know that we can't get you in court. The cool thing about this whole situation is that we don't spend any money for court. They're going to charge you. We're not the ones charging you for these crimes. They'll be the ones charging. That's just going to open up other cases for us to get leeway to say that, hey, look, they lost this in federal court. We need for this, that, and the other. It makes it easy for us to open up even more charges on you and get those charges actually pushed through so we can basically get you in front of a judge. It makes it much easier for us. But anyway, at 20, 30 years, yeah. Ooh. Anyway, as I said before, so when I first made that statement, why didn't you say you were an American citizen then? You didn't say that. You said he's trying to deport me for an honest, man, you don't know the first thing about honesty, so please stop saying that word. An honest review. Why didn't you say from the door that, oh, you can't deport me, which we never said we did. I got the video right there to back it up in court. If you want to take me to court on that, let's do it. But I got to say right there, I said, I hope you are an American citizen so we can prosecute you here. That means the money that I spend for those court hearings and everything that has to be done, that means I get my money's worth because I'll get a chance to see you in court. But if you're undocumented, that means they're going to deport you, and what's the point? So why didn't you say it there? Why did you disappear for like 11 days? I have it documented. It's showing that you're in your account. You're missing for 11 days. And then you just pop up, and now you shoot like these narrow shots, like you don't want anybody to know you're still in the apartment. Let alone lying that you were in the apartment the entire time, or trying to convince people that you moved. So that's another red flag right there. So if that's the case, why didn't you say it then? Oh, you just wait until we process about 3 of these things, and then you go in and you make that statement. That sounds like somebody, and then you try to make it sound like somebody else sent it. You've seen that one before in your receipt. You try to make it sound like you're another person. So, Jamie, everybody can see through your bull. Everybody can see through your bull. Even your followers can see through your bull. They support it because they find it entertaining to watch you basically go down. Majority, I guarantee you, majority of people that are on your page right now are just waiting for the day that you basically get arrested. Did anybody come in and warn you to stop doing this stuff? Nobody did, right? So that means at the end of the day, they're looking forward to watching you crash and burn. So I'm curious, how come you didn't? My lawyer's going to ask that question. I mean, if you're a citizen today, we get you in court. If we get you in court, as if we can get you in there without them deporting you, it's going to ask you a question like, why didn't you file with an attorney if you felt that he was attacking you on this term? You felt like you were a citizen. But Jamie, if you're a citizen or not. Does this excuse the copyright infringement? Does this excuse the other crimes you committed? Trademark, counterfeiting, bootlegging? Does that excuse that? You still got to be charged for that. So you skip all that. So bottom line is, you are not an American citizen. You told on yourself twice. When the agency asked me at the end of the day, when I contacted him, how do you know he's not an American citizen? I said, he told on himself. I said, because I said, and I got it right there, they can look at themselves. I said, we're hoping you are an American citizen. That's what we said. And you turned around and said, he's trying to deport me because I gave an honest review. Now, why would you think we're trying to deport you? Unless you're afraid of something at the end of the day, and you got a secret you don't want anybody to know about. You told on yourself. Everyone I told that was like, oh, yeah, you clearly told on yourself. And then you did it again. You came and sent us a fake text message acting like you're an attorney that didn't even know the abbreviation for United States. Yeah, I doubt that. That's definitely not an attorney. Unfortunately, he's an American citizen. You don't know how to use the word unfortunately correctly. An attorney doesn't know how to spell or use words correctly or even use proper grammar. And I don't know what's going on with that one. That was you sending that in to make it sound like somebody else. Unfortunately, he's an American citizen. So, after that, I filed 2 more after that. I filed one basically for contacting me and making a statement you're going to have me arrested. That's a threat. And number 2, basically citizen fraud, which you committed when you sent me over the text claiming you were an American citizen when technically you weren't. So, did you send me back any more text messages after that? Yeah. Any letters come here? Yeah. Nothing at all. Because you're not a citizen, that's why. All right then. With that being said, you know what's going to happen next. And if you sit there and cry and whine on YouTube and go, oh, he's attacking me and he's racist because I didn't do anything wrong, oh, you really want to stand on that leg at the end of the day? You didn't do nothing wrong. So you're saying you're Joe innocent? You did nothing wrong. Nothing at all wrong. You haven't committed any crimes here in the U.S. If that's the case, every person sitting in the prison system right now needs to go free. Because you didn't do anything wrong? Nothing at all. You didn't break any crimes since you've been in. Nothing. Yeah, right, please. Well, bye-bye. That's all I can say for you. I'm done here. I got something I got to take care and do. I'm going to go out and enjoy my day. As I said before, gentlemen, when you're sentenced, I'm going to go out to the park. I'm going to have myself a hot dog. As I said before, I'm going to sit up there and I'm going to watch the beautiful green grass. And you're going to be transported someplace else. And you won't be leaving that courtroom. You will not be going home. When you're sentenced, you will not be going home. You'll be going to the back way. The shackles and handcuffs. That's where you'll be going. On that bus ride, all the way up to that prison. I'm curious. Oh, you got to go to federal prison. Because that's not a federal prison over there. Where is the federal prison in Allentown? I was wondering about that. Where is that at in Allentown? Because I know we ain't got one up here. Do we have one up here? That's not a federal prison. That's something else. You don't learn nothing. That's like when I sat there and told you it's going to have a process server knock on your door. He's talking all his trash on camera. Yeah, you weren't a big man when that process server got there, did you? I was on the phone. I heard the whole conversation. He didn't want to come to the front door. He requested his name several times. And Jamie, you can hear him in the background. You can hear him. And because the apartment's only about so big. You can hear him. And his wife came to the door. You had your wife come to the door? Why don't you be a man about it? But don't worry. When they come to the door, yeah, nix that nonsense. That gate you got out there ain't going to help. They'll take that thing down. And when it comes to that metal door you have, oh, they'll breach that with no problem whatsoever. And they will come in. So if you're none of that going to the front door, they're going to surround that building. You ain't getting out of that spot. So, you're linked to this mess, Fernando, because every single time they contact us and they ask us a question, how? You're going to tell me random individuals out of nowhere just popped up and just attacked my company? That's really odd. Even the police asked us that one. So these people just out of nowhere, just popped up out of nowhere. People that they asked us in the day, were they friends? Like, no. Were they employees? No. They have to know me somehow. How would they know me? They know me because of you. You're the ringleader. You started the whole thing. And when they pinch these guys and they're sitting up in that interrogation room, guess what? They're going to mention your name multiple times. The guy who contacted us on the phone and mentioned your name multiple times. So you're a nasty and bad individual, and you need to be deported. That's literally what he stated. That was one of your buddies, by the way. Made him try to make himself sound good. Yeah, I'm your number one fan. You know, these guys deserve to go to jail. They deserve everything they're going to get. Y'all already started snitching already. Number one fan. Yeah. Well, when I told you, I said I heard your voice before. I knew your voice. I heard your voice before. And I had to look back and I was like, wait a minute. He sounds like that one person, but in the video where you were talking about the interview with what's going on, it's you. It's you, McAfee. That's you. You try to throw anybody in the bus. Because, yeah, McAfee has a lot to lose. I'll tell you why. More than Rogers. Rogers, as old as Rogers is, his kids are pretty much grown. Oh, they're grown. There's no anywhere got no young ones running around. If they had a baby away, no. His kids are grown. If you look at Williams, if William has a child, which as you can see, he's in, my sister explained to me about the whole thing about his situation, his unit. So apparently, mind you, when I was in this unit, I was young, very, very young, so I don't remember too much about it. But she used to work for them. So she said the high rises are for single adults. That's what it's for. Tell me if I'm wrong, it's William. And the low rises are for families, because those are houses. They have those for families. So you're in a high rise unit. So the fact that you're single, and I don't see there's no kids or nothing, or you're a single man by yourself, right? That means they put you in a high rise unit on the 12th floor. You already know your apartment number. But you're on the 12th floor in that rise. But anyway, so he doesn't have any kids, as you can see. So he doesn't have much to lose on that particular part. There's no girlfriend, nothing, whatever. I don't know, he's a weirdo, I don't know whoever. But anyway, and then with Fernando's kids are grown. They're pre-adults. You raised 2 kids in an apartment, dude, with Louise, man. Yeah, you can tell from the door, it was huge red flags there from the day. You never let the state, you never let the state, 15 years? You probably been learning longer than that. I've been out of the state multiple times. You've never been out of the state. I've been out of the country multiple times. Who don't have a family member living in Texas or Delaware or Philly or somewhere you go to see for the summer? You never left the state. You know why? Because you don't have the ID and identification to go to the airport. That's why. But anyway, yeah, he's just going to stay close. They're going to drive out. You drive out somewhere, you get pinched on a traffic stop, he's screwed. That's why. So, and if you're going to sit there and say, well, I drive. Drive don't mean jack. I got plenty of friends of mine at the end of the day that are undocumented. They drive all types of vehicles. I know people here that are documented. And they are United States citizens. They don't even have driver's license. So that don't mean jack to me at the end of the day. I just know so many kids on the block, they're racing up and down these four-wheelers, freaking quads and all this stuff all day long. And none of them have licenses for those bikes. I love their shorts. So, yeah, whatever. Moving on. Anybody can go, you go to any one of these half-baked dealerships, and they'll sell you just about anything if you just bring in some cash. They don't even care. You can have a suspended license. They'll still sell your vehicle. Yeah, whatever. Person who grew up in North Philadelphia, and I watched so many different types of off-road vehicles, quads, banshees, and stuff racing up and down the street. Like, yo, where you get this from? You licensed for this? Like, nah, I ain't licensed. My brother's dipping. I ride around from here to there. Yeah, as long as you stay within the hood, you good. Outside the hood, you go outside, you can run rich and getting pinched. So yeah, that's nothing new. Everybody knows that one. Anyway, so you, at the end of the day, your kids are pretty much grown. Your kids at the end of the day are American citizens. I do know that because they were born here. You were not. So, that being said, the person that would have the most to lose is McAfee. McAfee's kids are young. He has the most to lose. That's how we know that call mainly came from you. He pinpointed to you because you had the most to lose. These guys already got a chance to watch the kids grow up to a certain degree. Yeah, Jamie will never see his kids again ever again. Of course, that's part of the process he'll have to go through. He's going to be in another country. They'll never see him ever again. That's what's going to happen. That's the consequence of following Satan. That's how it works. There's no such thing as Satan going to tell you that, oh yeah, you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to have all this money. And so there's always consequences behind that joker. Always messed up consequences for following him. Yeah, he got plans for you. You're going to finish him off. You're going to get it together. But anyway, yeah, it would be him. He would be the one that had the most to lose. Because I'm pretty sure he would like to walk his kids down the aisle. Who wouldn't? I'm pretty sure would like to see them grow up and go to high school and college. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he would want to show that. But unfortunately, he won't. So he has the most to lose. Time is something he can't afford to lose. Especially when you got two little ones at the end of the day. He ain't got that kind of time. He was born, what, 1989, right? You know, that kind of time. So, you know, before you get there when people feel sorry for you, you know darn well what you were doing at the end of the day. You knew if you had two little ones at the end of the day that you were, I like that word, I say a lot. If you had two little ones, you should look at these jerks and think, nah, man, I ain't got time for this dumb nonsense. Man, I got two little ones at home. I got to take care of it. Ain't nobody got time to be going to jail for this dumb nonsense. Y'all take it up your own problems with yourself. That's what you should have said. What did you do? You got there and bragged and boasted and carried on and acted up. Man, I'm suing you for so much money, it's not even funny, man. You got on that video with freaking, the interview product with Rogers. I'm suing you both for that nonsense. Where you took a label and put it on a container and claimed it to be my product. I'm going to sue the daylights out of you for that one. You sat up there and you said that I use high power projectors in order to bring up white light. I'm suing you for that one too. I'm suing you for going in and making a fake receipt of my company and doing unfed fake boxes. I'm putting you jail time for that one. And I'm going to turn on file lawsuit against you that. And this nonsense with using my picture without my permission and putting me on a postcard, I'm suing you for that one too. So by the time between them and us at the end of the day, and whoever else is going to sue you for that nonsense that you just did, yeah, unfortunately, this man's going to spend a great deal of his life in the prison system, and again, the lawsuits are going to be insane. But that's the side of following Satan. Do you really believe that? You really believe that, right? You really believe the devil whispered in your ear and told you to do these things that you were never going to get caught and you're going to get away with it? You really believe that? Even he knew you're not going to get away with it. He's not even going to get away with the stuff he did. He's going to burn. So what makes you think you're going to get away with it? You ever think about that? You ever put those two together at the end of the day? You're not getting away with anything. And then God forbid if you die on this earth before, you get a chance to get saved, he already knows where you're going. The more the merrier for him. So, I'm out of here. I got things to do. When the ball drops in 2026, gentlemen, in the new year, I want you to remember this at the end of the day. I don't care what videos you do at the end of the day. I don't care. The bottom line is that you're going to be in a courtroom sooner or later in front of a judge. So don't think 2026 is the future for you. Your future in 2026 is in jail. In the lawsuits. I'm definitely suing the daylights out of you guys. Did I put the specifications for that? I think they both. And they both have specifications on them. Oh, they do have specifications on them. Cool, we finished that. All right, let me see. We got some stuff we got to do. Oh, we got 9:21. Yeah, I got to be out. I got to go take a look at something. Let's go to this parking lot. So I can put my Minko shark. Minko shark. Minko shark. And then we get a cup of hot boiling tea before I jet out the door. And what the heck is my wife going to call that? Oh, yes, I did buy more trick. I'm telling you, thinking ahead of the game, baby. It is the game. I can tell you one thing that's going to sting. When you're in the lockup system, you will see my commercial pop up on that TV in there. It definitely will. I'm getting a commercial. See? The game you played with Satan. Bad game. You're going to lose 20 to 30 years of your life. You don't have. You're going to lose all your possessions, everything you worked hard for, gone. Worse upon worse, you may end up getting a divorce out of this whole thing. Kids are going to grow up without you, and they're going to find out exactly what you did because All that information is going to be all public domain. Mug shots, everything. It's going to be all public domain, what you did. That's going to be embarrassment for her. To find that her husband, instead of him basically holding down the household, was on YouTube acting like a 16-year-old girl. That's going to be quite embarrassing. This is what the devil did to you. And then the dumb thing about it, you still continue to do dumb stuff that we continue to take and get to the proper authorities, and you get yourself in even more trouble. You're going to hear that line in court, well, you could have gotten this amount of time, but because you did such and such until in the middle of an open case, you're going to receive this amount of time. In the back of your mind, you're going to think, I wish I would have never sent that. And nothing happened to me. Life will go on as usual, it may suffer different. My company's going to be making a ton of capital. The lawsuits coming in. We're going to be getting a ton of money from you guys because you're going to pay us for all that nonsense that went down. And since it's such a high-profile case of being in federal, and the lawyers are going to be attached to this thing, they're going to be asking for some very, very serious money from you guys. We're going to lose everything in the process of this mess. So, I'll be chilling in Disney World, my family and friends relaxing, and you'll be in the prison system. And nothing happened to me. At all. Not a thing. You just wasted your life over some dumb nonsense that the devil got you involved in. Life is going to go on, gentlemen. And you're going to be stuck in that one spot. And the devil's going to be sitting there laughing at you. But you did listen to him. And I did warn you multiple times about it, didn't I? Didn't listen at all. Okay. Mr. Taco. Mr. Taco. Mr. Taco. Woo. All right, put that little post in there for you, Fernando. I want you to read through that quite nicely. Even if you don't want to read through it, at the end of the day, Fernando, you're leaving the country. I told you we're leaving the country. You're going to leave the country. If you're an American citizen, as you claim you said you are, then you would have no problem at the end of the day having an attorney reach out to me and say, hey, look, my client is an American citizen. But again, I don't even know how that would even help you. So if you said you're saying you're an American citizen, what does that say at the end of the day? Does that say that the crimes that you committed, you should be allowed to go free on? Is that what you're saying? You're still going to jail. American or not, American citizen or not American citizen, you are still going to jail. Do you understand how that works? How our system works over here? You're still going to jail. American citizen or not, you're going to jail. So that doesn't change anything. Mind you, you touched my copyrights 167 times. That is an 80-year prison sentence. How old are you right now? You will never survive an 80-year prison sentence. We take you to federal, they're going to throw you in jail. You're going to do 80 years. So, citizen or not, you're still going to spend the rest of your life in jail. That's what you get for listening to Satan. I got to go. Got things to do. Make sure you put that